Mr. Prime Minister, I have some information that is not in the documents, per se. I'm going to ask you about it, and I hope that you will be as forthcoming as possible. Okay.
You may ask anything. There are no secrets, only, as I told you, now we rather should be positive than go back to the negative past.
Fine.
That's the point.
Okay, we can start whenever you are ready, gentlemen.
We don't have any secrets.
Yeah, it is surprising that there's not a film about the life of Menachem Begin for two reasons. One, his life is a story. I mean, it's a remarkable story of somebody coming from Eastern Europe, his family getting caught up in the Holocaust. He was actually sent to the Soviet Gulag by the Soviet authorities. I mean, you can go on and on. Then he goes and becomes a freedom fighter for Zionism. Then he gets into the government as an opposition leader, and ultimately is the first non-member of the Labour Party in Israel to become prime minister. So here's a former sort of underground, you might say radical Zionist who ends up making peace at Camp David with Egypt. I mean, it's a remarkable story. So it is an important and exciting story, and it's about time somebody made a film about Begin. He has a lot to teach us.
And what is most important, my friend, our parents, when they went to their death during the Nazi period, used to sing that song, Ani ma'amin b'viat HaMashiach. I believe in the coming of Messiah. And my own father, as I heard from eyewitnesses, led 500 Jews to the river where they were drowned, or rather machine-gunned, by the Germans around. And he led them singing the Hatikva and that song, Ani ma'amin be'emunah shlema b'viat HaMashiach. I do believe with full faith in the coming of Messiah. I was arrested for my cause, in which I believe with all my heart. If I have to suffer, I will suffer.
They called you the #1 terrorist, didn't they? And some other...
I was called many names, my friend.
Yeah.
One of the most wanted men in Palestine. Menachem Begin himself said that we go into battle with the spirits of those who have fought before, and we go into the battle of those who were murdered. All of the Jewish people that had come before were alive in his heart.
There was a boat that came in with his Irgun, the underground movement. It had weapons in it. They were, in a way, opponents of the provisional government of Israel, which was headed by Ben-Gurion. And Ben-Gurion didn't want them to bring those weapons in, thought it would lead to civil war, actually fired on the boat containing Jews who were wanting to bring weapons in to fight for freedom and independence of Israel. And Begin ordered his troops not to return the fire.
When he stood on the deck of the Altalena and did not fight back, when he stood and told his followers the immortal words, Jews do not shoot at Jews.
In several months we may sign a peace treaty between Egypt and Israel, and that will be, if I may use this expression, a revolutionary change in the Middle East.
The dream was not just to have a Jewish state in the Middle East and in the Holy Land, but to have one that was at peace with its neighbors. And in the Camp David Accords, the peace with Egypt was the breakthrough.
You really are the George Washington of Israel, aren't you?
No, I wouldn't accept this name. I never make any comparisons. I did my job. I'm a simple man, my dear friend. And I can say there is a tradition in America to say that he never said a lie. And may I say that I never did. I can make mistakes. I can be mistaken. And surely I made mistakes. There were times when we couldn't tell the whole truth in the underground. We couldn't. That would endanger the lives of our men. but we never said a lie. And everybody knew it, everybody learned of it. That I accept. I was asked whether I'm a man of destiny. I rejected it. I can say simply that I was elected by the people.
When Menachem Begin ordered that the Osirak nuclear reactor in Iraq be destroyed, thereby earning him condemnations throughout the free world, he did so in the certainty that the Jewish people had to act on behalf of their own security.
And we are a small nation, but we don't want anybody to suffer for us. We don't want one American mother to worry about her son who would go to the so-called West Bank. We can defend ourselves.
I just came back from Israel. I go often, and I was thinking, as I was thinking about this movie on Begin, that if Begin were alive today, or he has a peek down through the clouds from heaven, he'd be really proud of what Israel has become. Free, independent, dynamic, and proud Jews. That's what he wanted, and that's what, thanks to a lot of his effort, Israel is today. Through knowing Begin's life, I think a lot of people in the younger generation today will have a deeper appreciation of what happened before 1948, let alone 67 and 73. In other words, there are a lot of young people today who grow up just with Israel, modern, dynamic, culturally diverse, economically strong, militarily strong Israel as a reality. But there was a lot before that. People gave a lot, fought a lot of people died in pursuit of freedom, which is what Begin was all about. When he formed his first political party, he called it Cherut, which is Hebrew for freedom. Menachem Begin's life traces the tragedy and the triumph of Jewish history during the 20th century. We all, for everything we enjoy today, all the freedom we enjoy, all the pride, all the accomplishment, every one of us owes a lot to Menachem Begin, and this film is a way to say thank you.